Okay, so continuing from the previous tutorial, I have now created 4 of my 5 styles. I've got the UG title, the UG subtitle, the UG subhead and the UG body styles. So the last one I'm going to create is the UG bullet. And rather than modifying one of the existing styles, I'm going to create my own. So this time I can just go to this little bottom arrow here and choose create a style. And in this case, my style is going to be called UG bullet. And now the style has pulled in the previous styles that I used, which happen to be the serif size 12 font for the body style. So I'm going to leave those as they are, serif and size 12 font. And then it tells me the alignment should be a 1 centimeter left indent with hanging paragraphs. I can do that down here in my format and in my paragraph. So I'm going to leave my spacing as 0 with single spacing, but my left indent will have a 1 centimeter left indent with the hanging paragraph, which, as you can see, does this. So it indents and then it moves the center of the paragraph away from the margin. So I'm going to press OK with that and press OK again. My next instruction tells me to place a screenshot of this into my evidence document. So I would want to open up the UG bullet modifier again so I can see this. Again, function and F11 to take the screenshot and place your screenshot in your evidence document like so. UG bullet looking as so. Making sure that the bullet has a square bullet point. If you're not sure how to do that, when you go into your modify, that is in actually the numbering heading. So numbering does numbers and bullet points. So if you jump into numbering, you can see your bullet options and you can make sure that you've chosen the square bulleted list. There we go. Okay, all finished. It now asks me to apply these styles. So I'm going to apply the UG title style to the undergraduate guide for new students. So select that, and that's going to be UG title. It then says below the title, add the subtitle edited by and your name. And apply the subtitle style to this text. It then asks me to apply the UG body style to the rest of the document. So select everything else underneath there. And that's going to be UG body. And then it says change the page layout so that the subheading, international community, and all of the following text should be displayed into 3 columns of equal width with a 1.5 centimeter gap. So I'm going to leave this text as it is, but this one here from international community downwards is going to be put into 3 columns. So international community and all of the text below. Layout, columns, more columns, choose the layout of 3 and change the spacing to a 1.5 centimeter spacing. Okay, there we go. It then tells me to apply the UG bullet style to the text, attend, welcome, and to around the university campus. So although I can see that quite simply here, attend, welcome, and to around the university campus, if you're looking for text and you can't find it, just press Control and F and type in the text that you're looking for. So attend, welcome, see, it will highlight. So this line of text here, attend, welcome, and to around the university campus, should have the style UG bullet. So that one there. Okay. Identify the 8 subheadings in the document and apply the UG subhead style to each. So we'll start with international community. UG subhead, welcome week, UG subhead, university card, UG subhead, personal tutor, UG subhead. Just close that navigation window. Teaching methods, UG subhead, leisure activities, There we go. One more, libraries and computing services. And then we just check that we've actually picked up all 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's fine. The next task asks me to use the data in the file j227dom.csv to create a pie chart to show the students enrolled. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to close that so I do it again for you so I can show you. I'm going to minimize my document and I'm going to jump into j227dom. So this is the file that I'm looking for. And I just need to read it so I can see what I'm actually looking at, because it tells me it wants a pie chart to show the total students enrolled by region. Well, I can see the regions here, UK, EU and non-EU. And then I've got some totals. These are the undergraduate students, the postgraduate students, and the total for that region. So I don't want this data, and I don't particularly want this data either. I want the regions, and I want the totals for those regions. So to select the two different groups, highlight the text that you're looking for. Holding Control allows you to highlight non-consecutive texts. Then insert, and I'm going to insert a pie chart. So this pie chart here should have the title, Students by Domicile. The legend should be displayed, which is down here, and we should have the percentage values appearing inside each of the windows. Now I can do that by adding my chart elements over here and going and finding the data labels that I want, or I can just move along my preset designs until I find one that meets my requirements. This one here will give me my percentages with the legend and the title. That's absolutely fine. So I'm going to save and control and copy that as it is and jump back into my document. It tells me that I'm going to insert the chart immediately after the paragraph ending, students studying with us. So let's find that paragraph. Control and F to bring up my find, and we're looking for students studying with us. There it is. Directly underneath, Control and V to paste. And there's my pie chart. Now it does say make sure that the chart fits within the column width, which it does, and that all data is displayed in full, which it is. So if anything was overlapping, I would have to go in and resize things if I couldn't see the whole headings, for example. So the next instruction asks me to find the paragraph that starts, "We are proud that 80, and then format it so that it has a border around it. So again, I'm going to use my navigation tool. Remember, this is Control F, like for find. And I'm going to type in the paragraph I'm looking for. It's called "We are proud that." There it is. That's the paragraph. So what it wants me to do is it wants me to highlight this paragraph and add an external 3 to 4 point black border around it. So this is the paragraph that I'm looking for. I can close my navigation bar now. I don't need that open. And I'm going to add a border. So up in my borders menu, this little window option looks like a window frame. Down to borders and shading. And I'm going to choose a box border around the back, around the outside. And I'm going to choose the width of that border to be 3 points width and press OK. Now what immediately happens is I get this sort of border that appears in between lines, and that's not quite how I want it. So let's jump back in again into my borders and shading. And what you're actually looking for is I'm looking for the outline. So I want to remove the internal borders. So let's just select this again. I'm going to turn it off, so no borders. I'm going to highlight the paragraph. Outside border is how it's going to be selected. So I've changed the setting, so I've got this 3 point setting, but in order to make sure it's just the outside, now I can go to outside borders. Otherwise it was all borders. And this outside borders gives me exactly as I need it. Then it tells me to apply a light grey shading between 10 and 25% to fill the area. So I'm going to go to my fill tool, and here are my grey colours, and if I hover over them it tells me what percentage grey that is made up of. So this one here is a 15%, so that's perfect, actually 10 to 25. The next one would have been a 25%, so I could have either of those two. I'm going to choose the 15% so that it looks as so. Move the paragraph which starts "We have extensive" so it is positioned immediately below the subheading Computer Services. Okay, so let's find that paragraph. Control and F. We have extensive. Okay, so I want to select that paragraph, and in order to move it I'm actually going to cut it and paste it, not copy, because then I have to remember to go back and delete the original. So to cut it is Control and X. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the heading Computing Services, and it says to position that immediately below the subheading Computer Services. So I'm going to jump under the subheading Computing Services and Control and V to paste that. Okay, I've got an extra space in there because I pressed return, so I'm just going to remove that extra space. Okay, next instruction is to import the image j227leisure.jpg and place it below the subheading Leisure Activities. So let's find Leisure Activities. I'm going to put my cursor just directly below there. I'm going to go to Insert, and I'm going to go to Insert Picture. Okay, and I'm going to go and find the file. It is on my desktop, and it is the file that I am currently using, which I think is this one, I believe. Nope, perhaps not. Let's come back out. This one, J227Leisure. That's the file that I've been asked to find, J227Leisure, and place it below the subheading Leisure Activities. So I'm going to press Insert here, and there it is. And it then tells me to reflect the image so that the skater faces the left. Now there's different options I can do for this, for the reflection. I can just simply drag the sizing from the left, and if I drag it beyond the other size it will automatically reflect it. However, that will tend to distort or to change the alignment. But if I go to the rotate option up here, I can flip the image horizontally, and that will do exactly the same thing. So it is now changed. I'm going to resize the image so that it is 2 centimeters wide. So in the image format, I can see my sizing over here. It should be 2 centimeters wide. And it does tell me to maintain the aspect ratio. So this will be automatic so long as I don't then change the height. If I just change the size, the height will automatically change to maintain the aspect ratio. There we go. And align the image to the top of the paragraph, starting "We provide plenty," left of the column, making sure that the text wraps around the image. So I'm just going to move my image over to the left. Now it doesn't automatically move very easily, and that's because I haven't changed my wrap text around it. So if I move my wrap text so that the text will appear square around the image, I can then move the image over to the left-hand side of the paragraph. Okay, and it is wrapped around so that the text appears alongside this. So that takes us to instruction number 21, and the next tutorial will continue with instruction 22.